Alright, hello guys, we are back. We've just been asked to help with the Tower of Zot, but we gotta go back to Thavnir to make sure our mother gives us permission. That meeting took a rather unexpected turn, but now we have a clear objective ahead of us. Let us rejoin our comrades in Charlian and muster a suitable crew for our foray into the Tower of Zot. Oh, and if you haven't already done so, be sure to attune to the 8th raid here before departing, unless of course you enjoy violent nausea. Can I actually go back in there? No, it won't even let me back into the city. So... off we go then. Teleporting halfway across the world. But saying, if you found out that Piamat was right, that the world was indeed flat, what would you do? Just as I was getting used to the balmy Thavnir, we're back in chilly Charlian. Take care not to catch your death, eh? We need you for the battles to come. Now then, everyone appears to be here, so let us take stock of all the developments and discoveries. In the dark of the tower. Since there has been progress in both investigations, shall we share the findings from our respective locales?
Your time in Thavnir has certainly been eventful. In my opinion, carrying out Vitra's request and assaulting the Tower of Zot should be our highest priority.
I agree. While I still have questions concerning the Forum and their grand undertaking, we have all but exhausted our avenues of investigation. Simply pressing them any harder on the subject will almost certainly result in our expulsion. Therefore, I suggest we explore the ethereal sea connection by way of a letter to Master Motoya, then make our way to Thavnir.
I wonder, even with the protection these talismans afford us, what can we hope to achieve once inside the tower? According to Orenvold and Fodola's report, they were unable to free the Emulger. Worse, their attempts triggered the tower's defenses, which led to a summoning of Luna Ifrit.
What does it tell us that the Spires even have such defenses? Simply pulling a prisoner from the wall is fatal, thus the direct approach is doomed to failure from the outset. Any further measures to dissuade such actions seem unnecessary. Unless, of course, there is a way to free the prisoners without killing them. Then it stands to reason that any intruders will be met with overwhelming force.
The towers appeared throughout the world in but the twinkling of an eye. 'Twas by magical means these structures were raised, I surmise. A spire thus conjured must needs be maintained, and I suspect an arcane catalyst, some manner of core, doth lie hidden within. Destroy the core, and the tower ceaseth to be, thus liberating the captives without harm.
So we can hope, and I would prefer to enter the tower with a working theory than with no plan at all.
Assuming Ishtola's reasoning is correct, the chances of the defenses remaining dormant are small to none. Any primals will have to be dealt with, and defeating one will likely only lead to the summoning of another. Our every victory will only compound the prisoner's suffering.
May we not then divide our forces? Those proficient in healing will focus on sustaining the captives. That duty can be covered by Urianger, Kryl, Yostola, and myself. The remaining scions will proceed with the search for the core. Admittedly, this strategy puts both parties at greater risk, but it should bolster our chances of saving the Arcosodra by a considerable margin.
Are you sure Alphina's in the right group? What did Val say? She knows a healing spell or two.
If you're to fight primals, then you'd best have at least one healer with you.
And I am more than happy to fulfill that role. I found wielding a sage's armament to be rather intuitive, and look forward to testing them against a more challenging foe.
It seems we have a plan. All that remains is to carry it out. I will inform Radzat Khan of our movements, so let us make our preparations and regroup near the tower.
The military post in what's left of the Hamsa hatchery should serve as a convenient staging point.
That sounds perfect. And remember, the experimental aetherite at the confluence is there for those who need it, so there's no excuse for being late.
Alright, let's teleport to the Hamsa hatchery, or as close to it as we can. The obligatory divide into teams, and Wolverine is in every team. Wolverine is a fairly popular character and very cool. Much of his modern popularity of comic book fans, though, comes entirely from the fact that they got Hugh Jackman to play him, and he did a good job at it. Fortunately, we're not going to make our way up there. Speaking of which, I saw Deadpool and Wolverine. I know the movie's been getting a lot of hates from critics and whatnot, but I enjoyed it. I laughed quite a bit about it at the movie. In fact, the only thing that could have really made the movie better was if they made fun of him. Every time the screen cut, Wolverine was out of breath because he had to run and help another team. That's hilarious. Did you ever see the X-Men plotline post someone made? It basically goes over the various plot lines within the X-Men series. Good enough, Dean. Friend of Eorzea, we've been expecting you. You and yours will lead the mission into the tower, I'm told. The warning skills will be delivered soon. Till then, please stand by the boat. We have readied. When your fellows arrive, I will direct them to join you. We pray for your safety and success. You haven't? No. Okay, hang on a sec. Let me do this. X-Men. Alright, so this guy made a post and it says, ultimately, there are 10 basic X-Men plots. 1. Aliens ruin Scott Summers' day. 2. The teenage female audience surrogate, Kitty, Jubilee, Armor, etc. does something cool. 3. Bigots ruin Scott Summers' day. 4. Storm wrestles with her leadership position. 5. Time travelers ruin Scott Summers' day. 6. Everything connects back to Wolverine. 7. Literal demons rise up from hell to ruin Scott Summers' day. 8. Professor Xavier turns out to have done a bad thing. 9. The other X-Men ruin Scott Summers' day. And 10. The Phoenix shows up, most likely to ruin Scott Summers' day. Poor Scott. Literal demons rise up from hell. Oh, if this is the future of Aetheryte travel, I think I'll stick to boats. Hey, no warning, however emphatic could have prepared me for that. On account of which, we are a little late, but fighting fit, mostly. My friends, permit me to thank you for accepting this mission. You must be, we should still call you Varshan, I suppose? Indeed, it would not do to confuse our soldiers. Very well then. For our part, we are humbled that you should see fit to entrust us with your warding skills. Please convey as much to His Excellency. One for each of you. Please accept them with my blessings. Our thanks. With these, we can go anywhere. Those with the blessing of light can go. Not only for this operation either, but all the ones to come. We can finally break your monopoly on primals. I've been waiting for this day. I wouldn't mind carrying on as before, you know. In that case, they're all yours from now on. Oh, but I'm afraid we can't let you retire just yet. You're the Scion's brightest star, after all. If everyone is amenable to it, let us review the strategy for good measure. As previously agreed, we will divide into two groups. Miro and her band will break through the tower's defenses and locate its core. Meanwhile, the rest of us will tend to the prisoners, who will doubtless want for healing due to the duress of repeated summering. The primals which the tower bringeth forth shall be the deities of Fathnarian myth. As we have no prior experience with such foes, pray exercise the utmost caution when confronting them. We commence the operation at your word, my friend. For the people of Thavnir, nay, the entire world, we must prepare. Literally left his wife and child, left his wife and child, his wife being a clone of Jean Grey, because he found out Jean was alive. He then cheats on Jean with Emma Frost. Lovely. Yeah, Scott was, never great. Vritra, great worm of the first brood and hidden satrap of Radzatan, has bid the Scions to cross Neraner and mount a foray into the tiny island's unnatural spire, the Telophoroi structure known to the locals as the Tower of Zot. Your companions join you on the journey, protective talismans in hand, preparing to face whatever unnamed horrors await you within. Come what may, you cannot allow Nidana and her kin to perish in the grip of dark magics and darker designs. So, this dungeon here is the first dungeon of Endwalker. It's also a very good dungeon. I actually really like Tower of Zot. We're gonna bring Alcé, Alphanote as a sage, and Thancred as a gunbreaker. And Miro as a summoner. Not Zod, Zot. Alright, here goes. Hello, places. Let us proceed with caution. And you might recognize the music, as this is the actual theme for the Tower of Zot in FF4, which is super. Summoner's the weak link, rude.
My turn.
His turn.
You now.
Alright. Look at this fucking guy. The Armored Fiend is an enemy that you do fight in FF4.
You're mine!
And look at that, we can summon Phoenix.
You're mine!
Armored Fiend itself is also an enemy in FF4. Just that enemy. I sense a great surge of ether, as if a summoning hath begun. Look, they're there. Look, those beastly masks, the minutiae, come to life. This is where we do part. We will focus on sustaining the Arca Zadora. Well, unfortunately, I was not able to get to the next one. Oh, there is here we go. Oh, my bad.
There! You cannot stop us!
What happens if he dies? Would they go Phoenix down? I guess technically, yeah. Phoenix down. Don't do that.
My turn.
My Topaz right.
You underestimate me.
Unfortunately, doesn't have the boost it normally would. I'll just hang on to Garuda until the next pull. Another Armored Fiend. Doom Train would be sick in an MMO. Well, Doom Train, it does get a reference in this, but it's so far not been added in. The Phantom Train from 6 is in this, though. Poo-Poo from FF8 is in this. Interestingly enough. Alright, guys. So up ahead we have our first, this is an abomination, a perversion of people's faith, Mindarubu. So I've prepared this in advance. This here is when we fought the Magus sisters in FF4 in the Tower of Zot. This one here is the one on the right, the little one, Mindy. Alright. Before we go on, I gotta adjust my camera here a little bit. There we go. Sorry, the lighting in here somehow changed, so... There. Cool. Alright, I don't have anything else. Alright, let's do this. See if I can remember this fight at all. Be gone from our tower. Be gone, or become prey for the Magus. Minutia Thunder was... Okay, like that, yeah. Alright. Minutia Bio is a get behind.
You cannot stop us!
Gonna mute Thunder. Minutia Fire.
I have you now.
That's what the transmute does. It transfers it over.
My turn.
Blizzard 3. Okay, so this is going to be Blizzard 3. It's going to transmute it to over there.
I have you now.
Try and stop me! You cannot stop us!
We cannot stop them. I really like the boss theme in this, by the way.
Try and
What
stop
would be your number one summon that you wanted added that isn't in the game currently? Oh, fuck. That's a good question. There's a lot of summons that are in the game already. I'd say Medine's super cool from 9, but Medine is actually in the game in some form. They just added it. Alexander's in the game. Odin's in the game. Gilgamesh is in the game. Meduin would be pretty cool. Some of the bosses in 12 would be pretty neat, actually. I think Mira will just float up in the air as she fires fountains of flame at these enemies. I'll save my shine until the next pull, I guess, because I thought it was still on cooldown. I seem to have forgotten every summon that seems to have existed in the other games. There's so many of them that already exist in the game. Oh, they even have Bismarck in this. Zot Umbro. Even has the Mist Dragon, yeah. Bombs, goblins, mind flare. A Shura is technically in the game, yeah.
You're mine!
Remember I added her into the video for Endwalker? Even though I had soloed on that one. Because I couldn't get everybody in the group to do the quest line. Vildra is in the game, but is not a boss. Vildra's a mount that you get, but having it in the game as a summon could be really cool, actually. Catchy. Kate Sith. Kate Sith is in the game as well. I don't remember which one Crusader is, but I know it's in 6. I just don't remember what its like actual name is, or if that's like just what it is. Raiden could be cool. Zone Seeker is not in it. That is true. Kieran is
You
in
cannot
it.
stop us!
Kieran's the mount you get for getting all the elemental horses. Naming a lot of FF6 espers here. Fat Chocobo is in the game. It's not a summon though. Knights of the Round is in the game. Hades is in the game. Yeah. I love the Fat Chocobo map. As the saying said, when you ride it around, you dangle cabbage or gissel greens in front of it, and when you want it to fly, you dangle cake in front of it, which is, you know, kind of mean, but Chocomog would be interesting.
You're mine!
Kujata is not in the game. That is true. I actually don't like. Okay, so I like the idea of Kujata, but there are other summons like Prytouch that serve his purpose. Kujata, though, in FF7 Rebirth, I fucking hate that fight. I don't know why. I just don't like it. Brothers could be cool, although they are in the game. Brothers spawns in one of the Eureka areas. That was unlucky. Oh, it didn't matter.
My turn.
Eden is an entire raid tier, yep. There, you weren't here for the end of Shadowbringers, but we did see Eden briefly. But yeah, Eden's an entire raid tier and a mount. And also the first boss of Eden. Okay, ready? Let's do this, team.
On guard!
So this is Sandy, or Sandaruva in this game. Doom Train itself is not, but it is referenced. It's the name of the train that goes to Castrum Meridiana.
You underestimate me!
Minutia Berserk.
I have you now!
There!
Tomberry King is in the game. Pandemona from 8, I'm not sure if Pandemonium exists in 8th version. I'm about to stop. Fucking rude. That would have been a good time to use my shield, actually. Keep that in mind.
I have you!
You're mine!
Research methods. I knew which one
Let's
was
give them a
the
show.
fake one because it wasn't moving. Or I guess the real one. I should have said.
You're mine!
You underestimate me!
This time I had my shield up. Didn't help too much apparently, but... Well, Obama. Alright. Where are you going? Ixion is the boss. It's a rare fate in the locks. It's also referenced in one of the current raids. Balefort is not in the game. At least not unit summon. So Balefort could be cool. Yeah, Belias, Hashmal, Medius are all in the game. Hecatonkari and Brynhildr, at least their names, I'm pretty sure are in Bozja. The character, the actual summons from 13 themselves, I don't think so. Right now, I think there's only one
You're mine!
character in the game that appears twice. And that's Halicarnassus. Halicarnassus appeared as the final boss of Hawk Manor, but is also one of the bosses in the FF5 portion of
You now!
Omega. I guess Cloud of Darkness is now too, yeah, you're right. But, to be fair, the distinction there is the Cloud of Darkness is supposed to be the representation of the same being. Whereas, yeah, it's our memory. So. I give him a pass on that one. Yeah, it's a representation of the same being. Oh, cool. Got a ring of casting. Is that better in my mind? It is. Excellent. Ifrit, I summon thee. Yeah, the only reason I don't count those ones is simply because while they are technically different fights, they're based on the same being, right? Whereas the Halicarnassus in Omega and the Halicarnassus in Hawk Manor are completely unrelated. Alright, I'm just gonna hang on to Shiny Light because we got the boss coming up here shortly. That was creepy looking. Get it, baby.
There!
Okay, so I'll leave in the single target one for that. Against 2 targets, 1 single target's better. The only spell that isn't true is energy drain. Ignoring Eden. What do you mean? Of course, there's Alexander, who you fight inside of Alexander.
I have you now.
Oh, we're so close, and now this. Alexander's your least favorite raid tier? I would have liked to have been able to do more of Alexander back in the day, but PMF ripped our group apart. No, actually, that wasn't entirely PMS fault. That was a certain group of bad apples that we were playing with. That surprisingly were not PMF. Well, one of them was PMF, but... Alexander's one of your favorite summons in all of FF, like it's a walking castle. You saw what it looks like in this, right? You should hear its boss theme, actually. Alexander actually has one of my favorite boss themes in all of FF14.
I have you now.
Sonic Boom! No matter the cost, we must protect the tower. Harbingers elect, the Magus Sisters. I always get Kingdom Hearts themes from the vibes from this theme. At least the beginning of it. See if I can remember this fucking fight though, because this one's a lot. before. That's unfortunate. Diablos is in this as well. Actually, Diablos is a big storyline in this. Alright, I was right.
I have you now.
Yeah, Diablos actually has a really big plot line in this.
You underestimate me. I have you now.
Ice again. Oh shit, I didn't know she died. Oops. Alright, well. I like how they make you kill Cindy first, because if you actually kill one of the other two first, she does revive them. Just like in FF4, if you kill anyone that's not Cindy first, they will revive them. Oh, they're going for Mindy first, interesting. Alright. Most groups I may kill Sandy first. And there we go. Alright, let's see here. Hey, we got the Tower of Zot or Kestri in the world. Look at that. I actually got the light rage weapon. I don't suppose that chest, yeah, that chest is definitely better than we got. That's fine though. Okay, let's hop out of here and...
Is everyone all right?
We fortified the captives with what magics we could. Have the defenses been disabled? All appears quiet for the moment.
The lower floors were disturbing enough, but this place feels wrong. The ether is heavy and thick, like wading through a quagmire.
I believe we stand in the tower's beating heart. What sayest thou, Y'shtola?
I see it. Ether siphoned from the land runs up through the spire, flowing to a single point. This is the core we seek. Yet something is off. As large as this structure is, It siphons far more ether than is required to sustain it. 'Tis as if the core is feeding on the energy, consuming it. I need to take a closer look. Curious. There is something there embedded inside the core. A man's limb.
This is what we came to destroy?
Yes, if you would be so kind.
And that should be the end of it.
What now?
My theory that the tower might come crashing down following the core's destruction doth appear to be correct.
Bully for you! And how are we supposed to survive the fall?
What of the prisoners below?
The floor beneath our very feet dissolves. Brace yourselves!
I pray I'm not too late.
Oh, what happened? Where are we?
By my reckoning, we're still on the island where the tower stood, but 'tis as if it never existed. Hardly a scratch. But how?
Graha wove a levitation spell at the last moment. Large enough to catch everyone, it would seem.
That explains the lack of obvious injuries.
The expenditure of so much ether has taken its toll. He will need plenty of rest, but should otherwise be none the worse for wear.
Then the immediate problem is what to do with our new friends here. They'll be much changed for their time in the tower. Even if their bodies are intact, I doubt we could say the same for their minds.
Angelo and I will take care of that.
I have every faith in you, Alize, but there are just too many for you to treat alone.
We'll send at once to Eorzea for more Porksies, and call on the local mages to lend a hand.
Hail, Scions! We were watching the tower when it simply disappeared. What happened here?
The threat is banished, and thy people delivered. They are, however, in need of treatment, and we of a secure locale and helping hands to assist us in its provision.
You shall have all this and more. Come, let us convey these unfortunate souls to the city.
All right. So normally I would say we need to go on, but it is 5:17, so Thancred, your quest turn, and we'll have to wait until Friday. So guys, yeah, that was our first dungeon of Endwalker. We are, according to the website, 13% done the story of Endwalker. Yeah, it gets better from here. Like, just continues to rise. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was, I actually really liked the Tower of Zot. The Magus Sisters were really well done. I enjoyed it. So thank you for viewing, everyone.